So let's start today's episode in finding out what exactly is an independent non-executive director. What does this person do? What does the role encompass? Mr. Yusuf will take us through what this role requires, what the job demands, and what it was like to be an independent non-executive director. Let's start with the conversation.
So, in order to be what I call an independent, good non-executive director, you have, I don't want to use the word braved. I think you have to, because you must uphold to that word transparency.
Yes.
In other words, you have to be totally honest,
Yep.
totally truthful,
Yep.
especially if you are a member of the audit committee. Because problem will be raised at audit committee meeting where I was the chairman by the internal audit department, by the external auditors, by head of department, and the question then, what do I do? Do I say, hey, guy, this is natural, things like this happen, just hide it under the carpet, That would be the easiest way to solve the problem.
Okay.
But unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Again, this is where I think to be an effective and a very good independent non-executive director, you have to be totally truthful. You have always got to think about, whatever I want to do, whatever I want to say is right and for the good of the company.
So has there been a situation where you've had to go and speak to a board member or to a HOD about some...
I can write a book on this, Josh.
So,
I can tell you in 21 years of being an experience in INED,
yeah.
there were so many stories, real life cases, some even involve Datuk,
Right.
either as a board member or senior staff
Okay.
or even low level staff.
Okay.
And if that happens, the way I handle it, like I said just now, is open transparency. We will discuss what the problems are, Then we say, I'm sorry if this is fraud.
Yeah.
Like I said just now, if somebody stole petty cash and all that, if this is fraud, it's not a question of the amount that is at stake. It's a question of the integrity and the credibility of the staff. Can he be trusted?
Yep.
If he can do this,
Right.
he can do bigger fraud and bigger,
Sure.
he can steal bigger things in future. You must discuss it with the audit committees, and thank God my audit committees are very, very strong people as well.
As an independent director, your greatest resource is your time. But compliance in Malaysia, with all its new regulations today, can swallow up much of your time. You need to focus on strategy. You need to focus on finding out or looking out for red flags and not being drowned in documentation. Gap Advisory understands that. So who is Gap Advisory? Well, one, they are our video sponsor for today. Number two, they provide specialized support for full life cycle, ensuring your share registry services are impeccable, handling very complex entity formation and expertly navigating through tough compliance and secretarial services. Basically, they free you up to do the hard work of governance, so you don't have to worry or get drowned with all the documentations. So let Gap Advisory handle the burden while you focus on the board and the bigger picture. Okay, let's now carry on with our conversation with Mr. Yusuf.
Good.
If I have to recommend to the head of department, and also when things like that happen, one of the key members of my audit committee is always a lawyer.
Right.
I insist, if I'm the chairman of the audit committee, I must have a legal expert
Okay.
for my committee. Because when it comes to sensitive issues like this, assuming we want to sue this guy, take him to court, or to sack him and all that, I must make sure that what I propose is not wrong,
Right.
and I need legal advice.
Okay.
And I also have to convince the head of the department of that staff,
Yep.
okay, so you cannot tolerate this. And I will compliment him for bringing up the matter.
Right.
Because some people will not bring it up at home, George.
Right. That is rather
Especially
keep
if
it
they
quiet.
know they have a chairman of the committee like me who is very tough, who tolerates no nonsense. I will take action.
Okay. Okay.
So I compliment him, and I also complimented the audit head of internal audit,
Okay.
who discovered the fraud and all that. And we discussed about it, and we said, look, I said, I'm sorry. I think you should go back to the head of the department, go and tell your staff, offer him to quit the job, or if he doesn't quit the job, we have to conduct a domestic inquiry, and if he's found guilty at that domestic inquiry, the company will terminate his employment,
Right.
and he will lose all his benefits like pension or whatever it is.
Usually, when this happens, what are the options that the staff would take? Do they want to battle it, or do they usually say, you know what, here's my resignation?
There are a few instances where some of them totally deny it.
Okay. Of course.
No, I didn't commit it, Second, but when we tell them that, if you don't admit it, what about all this evidence that are presented by the internal audit, sometimes even by the external auditor,
Right.
and even by your head of department? The evidence is here.
Right.
This money was taken out and is totally unaccountable for. And you are responsible for, say, this petty cash fund. Where did the money go to?
Right.
If you say you don't take it, do you know who took the money? He will still deny it, but then I will tell the head of department, look, you will go back to the office, discuss it with the staff. Tell him these are the options available to him.
Okay.
Because I will also forewarn the head of the department. I said, if we sack him,
Right.
what about his future employment?
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell the staff.
We have covered a lot of ground today. It was intense. We spoke about jail time. We spoke about bribery. We spoke about the difficulty in standing up for your principles, standing up for integrity, transparency, and honesty. But I want to end on this note. Being an independent, non-executive director is not a retirement gig. It's not a perk. It's service. When you ask the tough questions, when you refuse to sign the resolution until your questions are answered, you're not being difficult, you're not being tough. You're being a guardian of that organization, of that company. You are protecting the staff, the shareholders, and the integrity of the organization in the market. So if you're sitting on the board right now, and there is something uncomfortable that you've seen, that you've heard, speak up. Because the cost of silence is so much more than the cost of a difficult and awkward conversation. A big thanks to Gap Services for keeping us compliant, and also to Mr. Yusof for sharing his stories in the battlefield. I'm Josh G. This is Unfiltered Business. Watch your blind spots.